All right, this is it, the moment of truth here, guys. I have cooked up some ammunition using the test that we did before. It's Starline brass. Got everything all squared away, or so it should be. I've got 105 grain BTHP match, 87 grain BTHP match, and then 87 grain VMAX. All right, I'm gonna shoot 3 strings of 3 with each of these loads. It's reloader 16, and what I did is I created 3 shots with the same bullet seating length, and then I have one that's a little bit shorter and one that's a little bit longer than my original one, and we're gonna see if one of these really tunes in. Now, I don't mind today shooting at 400 yards because the wind is pretty much nil. At max, it's going to be hitting about 5 miles an hour. We shouldn't see much dispersion from wind. And I'm going to be watching it like a hawk through the scope here to see if the Mirage starts shifting one direction or another. But yeah, not bad at all. All right, 105. Okay, pressure looks good. And let's see if we can find our impact. I'm not seeing it. This is the same setup that I had on the scope last time. I'm gonna choose a new target on the paper. Yeah, I've got boiling Mirage. All right, I see 2 of the impacts. These are obviously not optimal on the 105. Velocities are actually kind of all over the place on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and mark these. So that's the one that is a little bit too long. Now we'll try the full length. These are a difference of 3 thousandths that I push the bullet back. So this is the normal one. This is 2.246 to the ogive. So all these are measured, they're all very precise. This is the length, and then the first ones that I shot there, those were seated out a little bit longer. Let's see if these change as I seat them in a little bit. Okay, again, pressures are looking good. 2908 for velocity. This is looking much better. What a difference 3 thousandths of an inch makes. That all depends on this last shot. 2923. So those aren't off by too much. Okay, got some left to right. There it goes. Come on, big money. Okay, not too shabby. Let's move on to the shortened one, and we're bringing things in another 3 thousandths of an inch. That last one was 2913, so again, velocities are looking pretty good. Of course, 5 shots would be better, but I think these 3s will tell me what I need to know. Yep, pressure still looks good. 2947, so it is a little bit faster. Ooh, good position. I should mention that today is hot, humid, but at the very least with that negligible wind, I'll take it. And that's about the best that I can do ballistically here in Oklahoma. 2916. So that one has reduced in velocity. That's a difference of about, I think I just said that was about 30 FPS difference. But its placement is good. Oh yeah! That shot is right next to the other one. Okay, that's my winner so far on the 105s. Now that one did drop its velocity quite a bit. 2,883. So it looks like I have to kind of make my decision. Do I want more precision in the grouping, or do I want velocity precision? It's gonna be tough. I need to find a way to make those two line up. That's what I was trying to do today. Didn't quite work out. Yeah, the original length that I had, 2.246, even though it didn't shoot quite as tight, the velocities are better. I think I'm gonna have to stick with that one. Maybe play around with the powder charge just a little bit, see if I can tweak it a tiny bit. That's the one. Ow. Everything out here is flaming hot. I'm missing Colorado, you guys. $3,133 on that. 3148. Okay, so that's reasonable. Now this is the one that's seated out a little bit too long. This is 3/1000 out. Yep, looking good. And 3144. Ooh, that's gonna be a pretty good one. Now for the original length. That one might have pulled a tad left. 3144. Okay, not too bad. 3139. So those are only 5 feet per second apart. If this one goes a little right, I won't be surprised. Okay, no, it's right in there. Ooh, that's another good one. This is actually a smaller group. Oh, and very precise velocities. Oh yeah. So that's 3144, 3139, and 3144. I'm betting that's gonna be my recipe. All right, and here's the shortest length, another 3/1000 in. Same powder charge. 3159. Okay, that one might come in a little bit right. Looks like the Mirage was tricking me. Oh, 3158. That is 1 foot per second off the last one. I'll just have to find out later. My phone crapped out on me. I'll have to drive up after this one and go check it out. $31.46. All right, so the temperatures came down. Dang, it's so hot out here that even the fabric is starting to burn me. Now for my favorite, the 87 grain VMAX. Let's see what we got. This one is the one that's seated a little bit long. I'm missing my chronograph. It told me that one was 718 feet per second. There we go, 3284. That one felt good. 3278. Okay, nice and close. That's looking good. I wish we had caught that first velocity so I could see how tight it was. Those two are looking awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go down range and start marking some targets, and we'll come back and evaluate them here in a bit. We still have 6 to go. 6 shots. I'm on pins and needles here. Last 2 groups. This is my favorite bullet in my favorite cartridge. Let's see how it does. 3383. That's a good bit faster. 3386. Ooh, that's only 3 feet per second of difference. 3369. All right, that one dropped down a little bit. So this is the one that's a little bit shorter than originally tested. That was 3319. Interesting, that one came down in velocity by a pretty significant margin. By the way, I have some of those 58 grain bullets if we want to cook up a 4,000 foot per second load. They never shot well in my other gun. Could be fun to try it though. 33.21. Ooh, nice. 2 feet per second off the last one. Naturally, these aren't ideal conditions. I would want to do this on a cooler day, but it's also important for me to know that certain things won't stick. Like, you know, I'm not going to get overpressure on a really hot day like this in the direct sun, because that's what a hunt situation might be like out here. If I'm doing hog hunting, or if we get back out and shoot prairie dogs again, it's just laying out in the sun. So it's good to know that, or heck, if I do F-class, the 1,000-yard line is not covered. So I have to make sure that this will function in all temperatures. All right, that's it. Last shot down range. 32.98. That one dropped by a pretty fair amount. It looks like either the slightly longer one, which was 2.249, or 2.246, it looks like either of those is going to be the ticket. They're both pretty tight on velocities. I wish I had that first velocity for the long one, but the last two there, they indicate good things. All right, let's go check our targets. Whoops, I forgot that there's a bar running back there. I had to mount this high so that I could get over the grass. And sorry, Tate, got a couple holes in there now. All right, let's recreate this mess. First, these two shots right here, that's the extra long 105 BTHP. I'm gonna throw those out, as you might guess. Here's the next string. So we had 1, 2, 3. Okay, not bad, not bad. That's looking like about 1 MOA if we measure it out here on the tape. Let's take a look. 1 MOA. It's a bit over. That's 5 inches across. Remember, we're at 400 yards. But vertically, we're looking at about 2 1/4 inches right there. So not too shabby, but this one just blows it right out of the water. This is definitely the one. 105 grain BTHP match. This is the one that was seated a little bit on the short side. The velocities were not so great, but I think I may go with this one anyway. We'll do a little comparison and see if we can pick one. But yeah, we're looking at about 2 1/4 inches, a little bit over 2 1/4 inches on that. So that's slightly more than half MOA, heading up toward 0.6. All right, so those are the 105s. Over here we have the 87 grain BTHPs. Here's the first string. So this one looks pretty darn good. All right, about 3 1/4, a little over 3 1/4. So yeah, this one's hanging out close to, I don't know, 0.8 MOA. Not bad. Number 6 here, we're looking at 2.5 inches on the second group here. So that one is well sub MOA, looking great. And then here is the last one that was a little bit on the short side. So that's 5 inches across on that. And on the vertical, we're looking at 2.5 inches. It's not bad, I mean, really, but we definitely did better over here. This is the one that I'm sticking with. And now for the destructive VMAXs. I think this is the one up here, either that or it's this. We'll see in the replay. But, okay, 1 MOA, slightly over 1 MOA on that, 4 inches across. On the vertical, yeah, about 2.5 inches again, so that's good to see. Now, here's where things get weird. This is the 2.246 seating right here, and this is definitely the winner. It looks like the longest distance that we have between any of these two shots, less than 2 inches across right there. So yeah, we're looking at half MOA or less. This is the winner. I'm gonna be sticking with that. I should point out that the hits are here, here, and here. Now for the last one, and it took a little bit for me to figure out where the hits are. We have a hit right here, one up here, so not bad. Those two are actually pretty close. So that's about 2 inches away from each other. But then we had this one way off here on the left. Vertical overall is about 1 3/4 inches. Not too shabby. But the distance between these two hits is a bit over 1 MOA. Definitely going with this one. If you liked this video, please give it a big ol' thumbs up, share it with your friends. But the big thing is, make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell down below. That's the big deal. You don't want to miss when the new videos come out. we've figured out potential. We've figured out what the accuracy is, and we're about to go kinetic. It's time to have some fun, and I'm reviving the egg challenge. And what this is, I'm gonna be shooting eggs. I'm gonna be shooting 6 hen's eggs at 300 yards, and I have 1 shot per egg. So I'm hoping to nail all of them. Now, if any of you want to jump in on this challenge, please do. Get out there, just get your iPhone or whatever, shoot a little video of you blowing these eggs up. And if you can get it out on YouTube, I'll put it in the playlist so everybody can see it. It's a lot of fun. We've done this before. It was a real hoot. And I want to get some of the old gang back together. Okay, now, here are the rules again. You can take unlimited sighter shots. You can set up a target to make sure that you're hitting in the exact spot that you want. You can kind of figure out your wind. And then you kind of tell the camera, I'm going for record. And at that point, you have 6 shots to knock out those eggs. So yeah, the folks that I'm going to be nominating for this, I want to see West Desert Shooter out here. I want to see Kenny from Eagle Eye Shooting. There are a bunch of other dudes out on the Reloaders Network, and I'll put a link to the Reloaders Network around here. Yeah, make sure you go check out a bunch of the guys that are out there, because they do some just phenomenal stuff, some really good shooters out there. And then I'd like to see Kurt Vaughn. Yeah, I don't know if he's ready to shoot yet. He's probably still healing up, but if you can make it out there, I'd love to see you, dude. You wailed on them last time, and I want to see you blow those things up again. So yeah, even if you do it, further down the road, I really want to see you try this out, dude. And there's one guy that I would love to see come out of retirement, and that is Emrad out in Ireland. The dude is a phenomenal shooter. He just whoops up at pretty much everything that he does, and I want to see him take this on again. Who knows what kind of rig he has worked up now. He's been doing a lot of competition shooting from what I've seen. But yeah, I'd like to see what he could do against some eggs again. So thanks a lot, you guys, and thank you to patrons of the Destructive Arts that make videos like these possible. We have a bunch of guys that are chipping in $1 or $2 a month to make sure that, I can stay in powder and bullets and be able to show you guys some of the techniques that we have out here. And they also kind of help to steer the channel as well. Every so often I'll ask a question or I'll hear suggestions from them, and we can kind of head in a little bit of different direction, things that people might be more interested in seeing. If you'd like to be one of those, you can click on the Patreon link around here. But we have some special ones I'd like to call out. We have Sportsman's Guide and Stan and Mary at the 338 Lapua Magnum level. And then we have Joseph Davis, Peter, Howard, and Mr. No Name at the 300 Win Mag level. And yeah, all you other guys that are helping out, I really appreciate it. Let's see if we can make all of our firearms more precise, see if we can get some good practical results going out there. I look forward to seeing you all around.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Even if you didn't like this particular content, go ahead and subscribe. There's probably something coming that's more up your alley. Check out this playlist right here. This is going to have videos in a similar vein to what you just watched. These 2 videos we cherry-picked for you. And finally, The Social Regressive is on Patreon. So, you can become a patron of the Destructive Arts and earn some goodies while helping us to provide high-quality videos just by kicking us a few bucks a month. Thanks a bunch for your patronage.